Good morning, Atlas community and our Asphalt Life contractors, and welcome to our October webinar. Excited to see all of you on. Go ahead and put something in the chat. Tell me you're here. Let me know that you can see us and hear us. It's a happy Friday. We normally don't do webinars on Friday, so it's nice to finish up your week with some education. Go ahead and put something in the chat. Let me know you can see and hear. Good morning, Duke Maddox. Hi, Catherine. Marielle, Ryan. Awesome. You guys are coming in. Great to see you all. Virtually, of course. I can hear and see. Great. Awesome. That is the intent here. I'm Tiara Searcy, the Content and Digital Marketing Manager here at Atlas. And I'm excited about this month's webinar. We'll be talking about how to successfully really not just create leads, but close. I know how many of us have jumped into a homeowner sales call and generated a lead, having qualified the lead and had to learn the hard way. So today, we got the best of the best, man. I'm excited because we're bringing in some of our favorite partners to partner with us today to talk about what successful lead gen and closing tips look like to increase your closing by at least 50%. So glad you guys are on. If you can hear me, that is awesome. If you can't hear me, unmute, turn up the volume, make sure that you can hear and see. Today we'll be talking via chat. So if you can look on your iPad, your computer, find that chat bar, that chat box, and put a hello in there. Let me know that you are here and where you're tuning in from today. While you guys are doing that, I want to introduce some folks that are no strangers to the Atlas community for sure. We have our business development team on today. Hanging out with Josh Aker and Josh Bendusky, who are business leads on our business development side. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Tiara.
How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm good. It's Friday. I'm excited about a nice, beautiful weekend here in Atlanta, and excited to be kicking off this webinar. We haven't been on our webinar front in a minute, so.
Yeah, for sure. It's been a couple months. So yeah, I just want to jump in and introduce our partners today. So Predictive Sales AI is going to be leading off this morning, and they're going to be talking to you guys about, not just generating storm leads, but generating, all sorts of leads. Making sure you're generating the best leads, qualified leads, and getting to know that homeowner before you get out there and make that sales call. Keeping that funnel full, and then best practice as far as how to, get those leads through the funnel and close those jobs. And then so we've got Chris Morris, who is the EVP of Sales for Predictive Sales AI, who's going to be talking to you guys this morning. If you want to say, hey, Chris.
Hey, good morning, and thanks for joining.
And then Ty might be jumping on, he might not, but Chris can handle it if not. So they're going to walk you guys through the process of getting all the way to the close. And then Kevin Jurczyk from Sunlight Financial is going to jump on and talk to you guys about financing and how to utilize it to close those leads. So Josh, I don't know if you want to introduce Kevin.
Yeah. So Kevin is our friend over at Sunlight Financial. And this is very sales focused, and Kevin's really going to go over the most important thing, right? When you get that lead, you got to close that lead because that's where the money comes from, right? So Kevin's going to tell everyone, best practice, how to use financing to leverage a better close percentage and use it to your advantage and boost your sales. And with Predictive Sales AI and their quality leads teamed up with a fantastic partner like Sunlight, you're looking at just guaranteed closes over, some other practices out there. So really good stuff, and excited to hear what everybody has to say.
Awesome. Well, yeah, looking forward to this webinar. So buckle your seatbelts. Be sure to put any questions throughout the webinar in the chat. And you can always learn more about Atlas events. We'll put the link in the chat so that you guys can have access to any event and upcoming webinar that we feature. That said, Chris, we'll kick it off to you.
Awesome. All right, let me share a screen here, Tiara. All right, and you can see it?
Yes, looks great.
All right, perfect. So first I want to thank the Atlas group, the AtlasPRO force, and more importantly, the Atlas pros on the call. And I tell you, it all works together. And I can't wait for you guys to hear what Kevin has to say. And trust me, if you're not using finance products in your business, you're missing out. And let me tell you this too, from my experience, nobody tells you they need finance. You got to show it, right? So we'll be running through that together. And I'll ask Kevin, since we partner with Sunlight, to feel free to interrupt and make sure that we're keeping it down as these products work really well together. So first, let me just explain a little bit about what we do. We've been around for 29 years. Don't hold that against us in the digital marketing space. We feel like we know what we're doing here, but really what I'm going to show you is two applications. One is for restoration or storm, and the other is for retail, and they all work in connection because they all this platform sits on top of this machine learning AI engine. And what's important for the Atlas pros to understand is connected to this engine are four crucial points. One is it has every homeowner in the United States inside of the engine with hundreds of data points on them. Every home in the United States with again, hundreds of data points on those. Tens of millions of leads that have gone through the system over the year, letting us know what a good asphalt shingle opportunity looks like, and more importantly, maybe what a not so good one looks like. And then for you guys that are weather junkies like me, we have future, current, and past weather going back 10 years inside of this engine. And what we're going to show you today is the chassis that sits on top of it called Predictive Sales AI. And so just know that this engine that's ever moving has a chassis that sits on top of it. And the most important thing is you, the contractor, or the driver. And we'll really show you how you can drive through our product. So we'll talk a little bit about storm here and let you know what we're doing is one is if you haven't, we'll put in, hopefully Dave can get it for us here. Dave Hauser is on here, our National Director of Exteriors. But what we have is we have the ability for Atlas pros to get free weather alerts every morning. So whether you sign up for our program or not and use your Atlas bucks, at the very least, know what's happening in your backyard should a storm hit. And then we're going to show you a tool that helps you identify it. That's 4 times more accurate than anything else on the market, which is super awesome. But more importantly, we'll show you how you can be out there digitally door knocking, putting up a digital billboard, and getting those contacts in the events that you want to work as it relates to weather and or retail. So number one here is you can see this link. The bottom we'll have Dave post that in the chat so you can be signing up and getting free weather alerts. It looks like this to let you know what's happening. Because we have every home in the United States, the moment a storm comes in, we're able to tell you the number of homes that are potentially affected by that damaging extreme weather. And so you can see here, we'll actually, if we got time, we'll go into the portal and show you how we're doing it, but you're able to go take control as a contractor and really operate from a position of strength rather than a position of weakness. So we'll show you how you'll go in and actually target those folks, pull them out of the data warehouse and be able to show your brand to those folks at the right storm at the right time. And then we'll go in a little bit about how it actually flows together. Maybe if Zoom seems to be frozen. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, we still got you.
Cool. Well, Zoom's frozen. That's cool. So maybe we'll just see if I can share another screen here. Can you see it now?
Yes, sir.
All right, perfect. So we'll just do it this way then. We'll actually show it. Good. Nothing like showing live tech. Josh's, via. So let's do where I am here in the great state of Indiana, and really show you what I was going to show you in the PowerPoint. We'll do it live. So we'll do Indianapolis. So what we're looking here is we're going back, and what you'll see is it's going to show me all the potentially damaging storms in and around this particular area. And you can see, let's go to this June 12th storm that had 6,500 homes. And what you can see here is that swathing technology that allows you to dig deeper, go right to the home level and see which homes are potentially affected. Of course, you can go in and maybe you want to work the more dense or larger hail. Also wind. It's interesting to note that while we are in one of the worst hail seasons, meaning the least for us roofers out there, the least amount of hail strikes in the last 15 years, wind is ever prevalent in each and every state. So what I'm going to show you here is actually how we go. Let's say this is an area that you want to work. Go in, and what I'm doing right now is I'm essentially doing an API call or reaching into the data set, pulling out a custom audience, creating a Facebook ad, and going to digitally door knock these folks with the event that happened on June 12th and say, hey, was your home affected by the recent storms? And by doing this, I'm doing really three things. One is I'm putting cover fire in front of anything, any other marketing endeavors that I do, whether it be yard signs, door knockers, door hangers, what have you. Number two is I'm putting a digital billboard to just the eyes of the homeowners inside of the event in the targeted area that I select. And the third thing is I'm creating a conversion tool via Facebook for them to sign up for me to come out and give them an inspection. I'm doing this all for $212. Does that make sense there, Josh? Josh's?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so the interesting thing too, if you remember, we talked about having all homes and all homeowners inside of the portal. So the moment a lead comes in, and I think it's important to understand, is not only for weather, but also for retail. So anytime that a lead comes in, you're able to go click on that lead. And the moment you have that name and address, it's going to spit out this number. And if you can't see it, you may need to move our mugs out of the way. I know sometimes Zoom likes to put it in the right corner, so you may need to move it over. So hopefully you can see that house with the number 5. So the moment a lead comes in, and again, the machine is agnostic, or meaning it doesn't care where the lead originated from. So this could be from a lead you hit in there manually, it could be from a quote form, could be from all these different connections, or it could be from a storm or a retail campaign. But the moment we have that name and address, we're able to tell you the likelihood of that customer to net out to good business. 5 being the most likely to net out, 1 being the least likely. So the days are gone, whether a sales rep comes back, and I apologize if any recovering sales reps are on the phone here, but the moment that lead comes in, we know the quality. So the days are gone of saying that lead's not good. So we understand the quality of that lead, and then we get a glimpse for the first time before we even go to the house of the likes, the hobbies, and the interests of those consumers. This is where we start aligning our products, our pricing, and more importantly, our people. So we're having a cleaner sales funnel by knowing who's in the home, and more importantly than that, knowing who you want to send out to the home. So the moment lead comes in, I know when the home was built, I know if they're married, I know what type of roof they have on, I know the story, so I can start understanding what ladder or what trucks to bring out. I know the assessed value of the home. I know if they have access to means, right? We're working with Kevin. We know whether they're a good finance customer as well, if they have grandkids, and how long they've been in the home. So then you look at it, probably one of the most important things, if you look at my cursor, is knowing the age. Knowing they're a homeowner, knowing the age of that homeowner. So I want the folks on there that maybe have a few reps to think, who would you send out to this person who's 7 years old, been in the home 13 years? What rep are you sending out? Now I want you to ask an even more important question. What rep aren't you sending out? So it's a little bit of a contractormatch.com, right? Just being able to take the same lead and align it more efficiently using science. So also too, for us on there that care about weather, we have our weather facts. No different than if you put your VIN number into Carfax. Well, we've got our version that's the weather facts. It's a GPS to the home, and it gives us whether it's retail or restoration, it really gives us a good GPS on what to go look at. So maybe we weren't looking for zippering or broken tabs, right? And all of a sudden we realize that there's been high wind at the home. So it just gives us that leg up. Also too, we have contractors around the nation that are putting this in their daily workflow. So they're running weather reports, and they're putting it in their bid folder, allowing that homeowner to know that they're using the latest technology to give them the best service possible. Another key things here, team, is reviews. we produce tens of thousands of reviews monthly with our customers across the board. And we know from being in business and being only in the home improvement sector that reviews are the new referrals. We know in an Amazon type economy that the more stars, the more likes you get, the more likely people are to give you that trust and credibility you need to do the job, to do a good job. So we're able to use texting or emailing. We're able to make it feel just like a text sending to the homeowner, being able to say, hey, thank you again for your business. Please leave us a review. We also know that the abandonment rate is in the high 80s if you make them do more than one click. So by sending this via text, and we also know from our data science company that 95% of US texts are read within the first 3 minutes. So by taking out and saying, hey, please give us a review, all they do is click on it, usually on their mobile, and they're able to leave you a review on any of the properties that you choose to get reviews on. So whether that's Yelp, and I know how most people feel about them, or Facebook or Google, you're able to do that right away. And very soon we'll have some integration, right, Kev, with Sunlight here to give you an even better finance product as well. So let's talk about, we talked about storm, and if anyone wants to look up a storm or have any questions, please chat and let me know. But let's talk about whether it's storm or retail, once we get that job. We also know it's been inherently true inside the home services sector that the way to get your next job is to show off your last job. So let's say you get that awesome home and you want to show off, maybe it had, some of those blue-green, right, algae or some lichen on it and it was really messed up, and you're going to put some pinnacles on and make it look really nice, and you want to go show that off. So what I'm showing you is the same thing I did. We'll use a address here. Go next. So now we're going to say, hey, I really like this area, the neighborhood that I'm working. I want to go tell all the neighbors about it. So we're going to pick a concentrated AI generated audience. And we're going to go in and we're going to pull out that custom audience of just the homeowners in just the area that we want to target. And we're going to show them off the Kevin Jerzyk home and say, hey, your home can look just like this. See how affordable it is. With let's go ahead and say that we are
You nailed it on the first try too, Chris. It makes me proud.
Yes, thank you. I think you need more vowels. We say $99 a month, Kev?
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. So now what I literally just did, I skipped the designer. I skipped a headline, right? I'm at Disney World with a fast pass now. And so here I am saying, hey, Jerzyk neighbors, right? Stonegate neighbors, look at a home that you drive by every day. And by the way, this homeowner, they got it for $99 a month. It's possible. And so what we've just done, and let's say, hey, I just want to go down to the first of the month. So for $480, think about what I just did. I reached in, created a AI generated custom audience, artificial intelligence, right? Custom audience. I then created an ad that speaks directly to them. And obviously I didn't put in pictures, but I would put in pictures of that before and after that home inside of that neighborhood or that surrounding area, telling them, hey, look, this customer, the Jerzyks, got it done for $99 a month. This is where contractors, just like you on the phone, are taking advantage. They're able to go take those pictures at if you're like me at 10 o'clock at night with a slow melting bourbon, right? You're able to go in and show off that home to your next clients using the latest artificial intelligence machine learning engine. And of course, where do all those leads go? They go immediately to the back end to where you can text, email, right? Where you can understand the likelihood of that converting so you can handle your funnel a little bit better. You understand that kind of know before you go type mentality. You know what they like, hobbies, interests. We understand who lives inside the house, right? Maybe why are they looking for a new roof? Was it a weather event? Could be, right? Or it could be that, hey, they want to put on their forever roof. So you're able to do this all inside of this portal and really take advantage of the latest technology, and not really need a degree, right, in computer science to be able to do it. It's very contractor friendly. So I was going to see if this pulls back up, maybe. Nope. Terrific. So let me actually go to a couple sites here and just show you what I mean by the tool. So we're going to go to Certified Remodeler. So this is where it gets really interesting. So
And Chris,
yeah.
I can share your slides too.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah. So I'll explain it, and then if you could share it, that would be terrific. So
let me go ahead.
Sierra's going to show your. Okay. Yeah. Let me stop share. Go ahead. Go ahead. Cool. Can you go to maybe like 8?
Absolutely.
All right. So what you're seeing here is the actual ads that go out. So you can imagine whether it be for retail or restoration. This one is for storm, but it says, basically, hey, neighbors, was your home affected by the August 20th storm? Click here to get instant results. So what the machine actually does is allow them to do a give to get. They give their name and address. We produce back to them the last 10 potentially damaging extreme weather events at that address. Once they fill that out, they programmatically or automatically go to that communication portal, which I showed you, and you're able to lock those AI-driven insights. Next. There's a little closer look of actually what they do. And for the Atlas Pros on the call here, what you can do is you can actually put this either a quote form or a weather widget on your site, and you can allow the traffic that goes there to fill out and get instant results within 3 seconds. The last 10 potentially damaged extreme weather at their home. And if you don't think that aids in conversion, I'd ask you to rethink that, because it does. People like that instant gratification. It really creates that sense of urgency for them to do what they know they needed to do, and that's to get their roof checked out by a pro. Next, please. I was gonna say, are you frozen too, TR? So this is a really good look at what the homeowner sees, and you can imagine them saying, "Oh man, not only did I have hail, from that last storm, but boy, I must have missed the last 2 that came through as well. I should really get my roof looked at." So next, please. And these are just the insights that go into every lead that comes in. So again, that could be from a phone call, a textable number. We're able to generate a textable number with the area code that you service, or area codes. And we're also able to put that on things like yard signs. So it says, text me for a quote. And by doing that, the moment that those folks come in, it goes to this back end, and we're able to understand the likelihood of them converting. It's also answered by our AI chatbot as well, that can set appointments and connect people to a rep. Next. So here's an idea of exactly what we're doing, both for storm and retail. We're reaching in, targeting the homeowners that best look like your next opportunity to do business. We're creating that ad with a click of a button that's extremely customizable. We're able to put conversion tools to make sure that traffic has the best conversion rate, and then we're able to close more sales, not only with finance, but understanding a little bit more about the hobbies, likes, interests, and the family formation of each and every one of our leads. Next. So here's a little bit of what it looks like. So because we already have all the homes and homeowners in the country inside of our data warehouse, we know before we go, meaning we spend the marketing dollars more efficiently by only focusing on the folks that look like they're going to net into good business. Who might we exclude? Renters would be a good example, or folks that just don't look like a good match to get their roof done. Maybe they just got it done a year ago, and we're able to do that all with clicks of the button. Next, please. And here's just a good example of what we're able to allow a contractor to do. We're allowing contractors to easily show off their jobs, show off an ad. We do things, and Leo's on here, our director of marketing can put some of these references in the chat here. But we're able to go and do things like digital home shows, be able to really use this custom audience to drive demand, both traffic to your site as well as conversion elements where they sign up for appointments. Next, please. So what comes included with this package? A lot. AI quote forms that are widgets that we can drop on your site, a chat bot that's your 24-hour attendant, and Tiara and Josh's. The good thing about this chat bot, it rarely shows up sick or hungover. So we're able to put that on and be connected 24/7. We have an exit intent. This allows folks that look like they're leaving the site to give them an offer. Right? Maybe you're offering a finance product. Maybe you're offering no interest, no payment for 18 months, no payment till 2023. You're able to convert those folks, and usually it's about 1% to 2% conversion. So that means of all the 100 people, new organic visitors to your site, you're going to get 1 or 2 contacts or leads by just enabling exit intent. Textable numbers, callable numbers that go in. That means the moment that phone gets called, right, you know exactly where it's coming from. You put in the name and address, and you're able to pull those predictive portraits and predictive match index while they're on the phone. You get the best weather lookup tool in the country to do better scouting, to put the folks a little closer on the hunt. You're also able to go in and drill down the number of homes at any given time. You're able to look up addresses, as many as you want, both residential and commercial, to see those weather insights. We have a finance widget on as well. So you allow homeowners to go down that journey to understand, and realize that this product is, or project is affordable. We have the ability to do virtual quoting inside the platform too. You can think of it as a contractor, a more sophisticated way to FaceTime. And then also the call tracking. When I was demoing it for Josh, and Tiara, we put on a number and you call it in the moment that phone rings. I know exactly what source is coming from. For example, I could do, Atlanta door knocking campaign and create a number in about 15 seconds. Put that number on business cards, door hangers, what have you. And the moment that phone rings, it's going to tell me immediately that came from my Atlanta door knocking campaign. So I may be able to answer my phone a little bit different. For example, I might say, Atlanta's #1 storm restoration contractor, this is Chris, how may I direct your call? Right? Being able to speak to directly of where that source is coming from. Next, please. By the way, these slides were animated. Just Leo, I know, don't get mad at me. But more importantly, what do we do when the lead comes in? Regardless of where it started from, being able to know who you're going to go call, being able to line those products, be able to understand insights on the home, right? Knowing what ladder to take out, knowing how long they've lived in the home. But I know that matters for length of policy, right? Some may say that it doesn't, but I've seen firsthand that it may, right? And then being able to know those weather facts, being able to go up and really set yourself apart as the expert, and show that homeowner that you're using the latest technology to give them the best customer experience possible. Next, please. And this is the best part. So I'm going to let Kevin talk, and I'm happy to jump back in. But we kind of laugh, right, Acre, right, when we talk about the fact that you can use your Atlas bucks to pay or subsidize this program. But the idea is that you're going to get more leads, whether it's from the site tools on your website, the chat bots, the finance widget, the exit intent, or the fact that you're able to go show off that really awesome last job to all the neighbors. Without being too bullish here, it's sort of self-funding because the more Atlas you put on, the more Atlas bucks you get, right, Tiara? And then the more you can go out and drive new customers.
I mean, you're hitting the nail on the head, which is why I wanted to jump back in here, Chris. To our Atlas contractors that are listening, when we talk about getting the lead, that costs money. It costs money sometimes to invest in your business, to attain leads, to get those reviews, and as Chris stated earlier, and to really build your business and your brand. And one of the best things, I think, or best opportunities specific to this partnership, is that you can actually log into your pro portal today and leverage Atlas Bucks to pay for this subscription, which is really cool. We don't do it with all of our partners, but this is one of the partnerships that we do see value in allowing you all to leverage that. So listen, jump into atlasroofing.com/pro. We'll put the link in the chat so that you all can have it directly if you don't already have it, and go to the PSAI page and take advantage of the fact that you can go ahead and get started today. They offer 2 subscriptions, right, Chris? We have a 6-month offer, and we also have a 12-month offer in the system. So this gets you your lead gen cycle. And I know Leo's been posting some also awesome details in the chat as to, frequently asked questions. Do you need a web designer? Do you need to have access to somebody on the back end? PSAI actually does all of that lift for you, and then they have that really cool app. So really four features that you all need to be thinking about and really leveraging when it comes to gathering the lead. And then we want to help them figure out how to pay for these new leads, right, Kevin?
I was going to say before I get into my slides, it's, as somebody that has run canvassing crews for years and years and years, if you think about this platform, the cost to do a campaign, you can't even post an ad to get canvassers for less than that, let alone the time, effort, energy to corral the canvassers and drive them around the neighborhood. So, we've been working with these folks for a while because I'm really excited about not only the capability from the AI standpoint, but how we can integrate payment options to really make businesses more efficient.
For sure. Well, I'm going to stop sharing, and Kevin, if you want to, or Kelly, whoever's speaking up.
Kelly's going to go ahead and pull up the slides. So now that you've got this newfound lead source, the biggest question is, what do you do on your side to help maximize your opportunities to ensure that you are in fact closing these? So before we get into that, let's look at the market. Okay, so we hear it all the time. I only have cash customers. Everybody I see pays cash. As Chris had mentioned earlier, finance is one of those things that people don't bring up. It's a point of pride. So it's up to you, the contractor, to tell them you have it. So let's look at why consumers are starving for these options. Take a look at your cash buyers, okay? And when you're out this weekend, you may notice this. At any retail store, whether it's a mattress, whether it's, an electronics store, or, go to the Peloton website. What happens in a lot of these situations is these items that are typically paid for cash, which also includes credit cards, by the way. These retailers know that if I provide these consumers with some type of an option to hold on to their cash a little bit longer, interest-free, in this case, 39 months, that customer will probably spend more money. I'll spend $2,000 today. You give me 12, 24, 36 months, I'll probably spend $2,500 because you're giving me time to accumulate that cash. So the misconception comes in is that, I have all cash customers. Cash customers want to do one thing. They want to hold on to their cash longer. So these promotional options solve that problem. Then on the other side of the coin, you have the other side of the market. These are customers that, they're budget buyers. And think about it, right? Cars. How many cars do people walk in and stroke a check or put on a credit card or pay cash? A vast majority are payments. The house, mortgages, right? And the one that everybody's got in their hand today, $1,000 iPhones. You go and get a new iPhone. How many customers just literally sign up to have their cell provider bill them monthly for that new device? These are your customers. These are the people that you're seeing. They have payment options in every aspect of their life. The difference between you and them is that all of these retailers tell them up front. They provide the options and they make it clear that this is how they can pay for it. So how do you do that, right? Well, first off, let's start on how it benefits your business. The obvious. you're going to close more sales. It makes your project affordable, okay? Increases your chance at winning these bids. So when you're competing and you're using your AI tools to generate these leads, how do you separate yourself from every other roofer in the marketplace? Give the customer a different way to pay for the job. You increase your margins. We see on average anywhere between $1,500 and $2,500 increased ticket sale between finance and cash. Why is that? Because if you're going to focus on the payment or the finance terms, customers less likely to try and haggle down the total price. That allows you to hold the line at what you want to get for your margins, because it's not about dropping from 10,000 to 9,500. Now it's about, maybe I have to go from a 10-year term to a 12-year term to make it more affordable. And when you get customers finance, they may spend more money. So they'll upgrade the shingles, they'll add gutters, they'll do exterior products. You're helping them do more projects with finance. You're going to increase your reach. And you know, a really good way to test this, if you don't believe me, it's not very expensive. You could run 2 campaigns side by side through the AI platform, one with a monthly payment or a finance offer and a call to action, and one without, and see which one is going to increase your reach to your consumer base. These payment customers need to know that that option is available so that they pull the trigger, click that ad, call you, fill out your lead form at a home show, what have you. So this will increase your reach. And then really rounding this out, and people don't think about this as much, but this is very important to the business as well. This will actually help you get more referrals. Think about what you're doing for the customer. You're taking a lot of stress off of their plate, especially if this is an unplanned purchase, which roofing typically is, or anything else that you have out there. These customers are sweating how they're going to pay for it. You give them an option to make it affordable, to get the project done, where they're not going to have to bleed out the money they have in their savings or forego a vacation or Disney World, wherever they're going to take the kids. And this is going to make the customer feel more at ease, not only with the project, but with you as a company. Happier customer, more referrals. So how do you do it? Right, the obvious one is included in your marketing up front. Once you have that and the customer is driven and you're standing in front of them, or you're doing this virtually, it's actually really simple. You're not going to have to spend a ton of time retooling how you do your pitch. There's a real simple way to start this conversation on financing. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, thanks for inviting me into your home. I know this could be a stressful time for you guys. I just want to let you know we have some really great finance options. Why don't you go ahead and take me to the roof and show me what the issue is. Present it. When you get to that final quote, we have some great tools that can help you calculate out the monthly payment, 1, 2, or 3 different options for the customer, and present it that way. Give them the quote that says $10,000 or $99 a month, or we can do this as 12 months interest-free. Which one works best for you, Mr. and Mrs. Jones? That's it. Just included in the initial conversation, building those prices into your proposal at the end is really all you have to do to notify the customers, let them know that you have these options, and it'll start to drive that conversation. So the program itself, give you a 10,000-foot overview of how we work and what we solve for. We have loan amounts that'll go anywhere from $2,500 to $100,000. These are all unsecured, sign and drive, no lien on the property. Single family, condo, rental, mobile homes, we got you covered. None of this means anything, by the way, if it isn't simple for the sales rep to use. We've solved for that problem. This is an instant decision, with under a minute in the home. You're going to get immediate access to the loan documents that the customer needs to sign. This is at most a 10-minute process with the rep, and that includes the data entry through our mobile app or our online portal. You can close this sale, get the documents signed at the kitchen table, all under 10 minutes, so that you can move on to the next project and not have to worry about chasing down payments or whether or not you have a full finance deal. You'll know right then and there. Additionally, we give you some buffer. We have what we call a maximum approval. If you submit a loan for, say, $15,000, we approve you for $15,000, But we also tell you, hey, by the way, these customers are eligible to go up to 25,000. That not only gives you the opportunity to upsell right then and there, but it also makes life easy on the back end if you have to add more money. Wood rot, right? Great example. Sales rep goes out, sells the job for 15 grand because it's based off what's available visually at the time. Crew gets out there, rip everything off, find out that you need another 1,500 to cover the wood rot. With Sunlight, it's simple. You can just go into my portal, you add that 1,500 and you move on. You don't have to sign new loan docs. You don't have to go through a whole hassle to get it done. And then we understand that cash flow is king. So we fund quickly. We have stage funding or progress pay options available to help you cash flow your business. And we're straightforward with what we do. There's no surprise credit card fees. There's no hidden fees. There's no ancillary stuff that's going to come up at the end that's going to surprise you with Sunlight. We make it really easy. We have a pre-qualification tool, and we're working with the team over at Spectrum to build this in so we can put a pre-qualification into your lead generation tool. You're going to have all kinds of options coming down the pike here that will allow you to email this out to the lead that you get, but you can also do this today through our mobile app or website. Doesn't impact the customer's credit score. You can know really quickly whether or not that customer is going to be qualified for a finance option. And that requires minimal info. Counter offers. For those of you that are using financing today, what a lot of finance companies in the industry do is they give you different offers, right? You wanted 10, they give you 7,500. Every customer that we approve for Prime qualifies for at least $20,000. So we're not going to counter offer you, making it easier for you to sell. 40 loan products plus, there's a ton of different options. If you want it, we got it. Simple, no prepayment penalties. Here's the thing that I am most excited about them, and that is our what we call full spectrum lending. So about 2 months ago, we launched subprime and near prime lending. We now cover every aspect of the credit cycle, whether that customer is a 500 credit score, whether they're a 600, 700, 800, 850, we have an option for every single type of credit out in the market. Now, I'm not saying we're going to approve everybody, but by and large, I'm going to approve more than just about any other lender in the marketplace today. There's no FICO requirement for this. You're still getting subprime and near prime loans for up to 22,000, up to 12 years. That's important because what that does is for those customers with less than perfect credit, you're still giving them $20,000, $15,000, $22,000, the amount you need, but you're able to push that out as far as 12 years so the monthly payment is nice and low. This is part of my pre-qual tool. So you can run a pre-qual and it'll tell you, hey, customer's approved for a prime program. Hey, customer's going to end up into, a secondary offer because of their credit. So we make it really easy for you to identify these opportunities. And this whole spectrum lending is customizable to you and your margins. So if you say, hey, I don't want to spend X, I just want everything that's less than X, our team can build that in to protect your margins. So this is where the rubber truly meets the road here. And this is a case study from a multi-state service provider that does in excess of $100 million of financing every year. We experienced in a short period with these folks, and this is continuing through to October. I just ran the numbers this morning. They have a 90% overall approval. They experienced a 26% lift with Sunlight Max. If you're using financing, you've had it come up where your sales rep spends 2 hours doing a masterful presentation only to submit it to a finance company. They get upset because it gets declined. That's going to happen a lot less often with Sunlight. And here's the numbers to prove that. And as we saw in Max, their average approval was 13,000. And we picked up several FICOs that were in the 500, like literally a 500 FICO. So I show you this because this brings everything together. You tie these options in, you get all of these new leads. We're going to build in some of our great tools with the AI platform. But now that you've got the lead, you should really align yourself with a lender that has your best interest in mind. And that's Sunlight. We're going to approve more deals for you. We're going to pick up a lot more stuff in that near prime and subprime that other lenders aren't. And we're going to do this all in one platform where you can have a simple little life and an easy path to get these projects funded. And if you're still not sold on this, I'm going to bribe your sales reps. I'm going to bribe your sales reps to dip the toes into the finance pool and see how it can better them and better your business. And we do that through our Sunlight Rewards program. Every time your sales rep goes out and sells a job, we give them points for everything that funds. Those points accumulate in our mobile app. They accumulate online. It's done automatically, literally like a airline or a hotel rewards program. The more jobs they sell, the higher status, the higher the multipliers, and then they can redeem these points for some really cool stuff. We had a sales rep that actually redeemed them for Super Bowl tickets last year in Tampa Bay. So it's obvious, right? We think it is, and as business owners, you might think it is. Why offer financing, and why should the reps spend the time learning it? To sell more jobs. If that isn't good enough, then we'll give them the incentive of the rewards program to give them more instant gratification for using the platform. So it's a win-win across the board. Log into the AtlasPRO portal, and there's a link there for Sunlight Financial, or you can go to sunlightfinancial.com/Atlas, and that will get you enrolled or get you started on the finance program here.
Awesome. Thanks, Kevin. Guys, I made a couple notes here that I kind of wanted to recap throughout the presentation. And then it looks like, Kevin, we've got a question for you guys here in the chat that I'll bring up here in just a second. But I just want to encourage everybody on the call here, make sure you go in the chat before you jump off here and utilize these links, because there's some really good stuff in there that PSAI was putting in their resources for you guys to check out. I want to reiterate the weather tool that PSAI is putting out there is absolutely 100% free for you guys, right? So at a minimum, utilize that. It's something that they're offering in the hopes that you guys jump in there and see how good their platform is, and then obviously you'll be encouraged to use some of the other tools. But a couple things that those guys are offering that I think is powerful is, you can turn those storm leads, just like Chris showed you, straight into a marketing campaign. And based on, the traditional cost of a marketing campaign, what these guys are offering here, the value is, the best bang for your buck that you're going to get. Right. And then you can further take those leads that are generated, and that homeowner bio. I mean, when I was in sales, I can't tell you how powerful it would have been to know everything you need to know about, a potential lead prior to even showing up to their, to call on that customer. So I think that's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. And then, on top of all that, we at Atlas, for any Pro Plus contractors, you guys generate Atlas bucks, right? So we're giving you an outlet to take that money and reinvest back into your business. Chris said it best. I mean, you're essentially taking money that we're giving you, pumping it in to generate more sales, to earn more Atlas bucks to put back into your business. So, I mean, for me, it's a no-brainer. I hope it is for you guys as well. And then, Kevin talked about putting the pre-qual button straight into the PSAI platform. So he said it. It's how frustrating is it when you send your salesperson out there, you get to that house, you give them the best presentation you can possibly give them, just to find out that they have no way to pay for the roof, right? So you're eliminating those obstacles. And with the new Max platform, based on what he said, I know it's a small sample size, but they're turning around 90% of these approvals. So I just think it's powerful. And, I'll give these guys a couple more seconds here to talk, but I did want to get the question from Jonathan to Kevin. Yep. So Jonathan asked, if the homeowner defaults on repayment, is there a recourse to the roofer, them as the dealer? For instance, if a car dealer sells a car, it's financed, it's a non-recourse sale, it's between the bank and the buyer. So the dealer gets his money. If the customer defaults, it's not on the dealer.
So to answer your question, Jonathan, no, we do not have a recourse on our agreement. So the way we work, and it's important, and I don't think I said this, but we fund you directly. So Jonathan, if you facilitate a loan, that's actually facilitated through you, the contractor. So I pay you directly upon completion of that job. I don't pay the homeowner directly. So they can't, hold the payment over your head or create this never-ending punch list to keep you from getting your money. But once I pay you, there's no recourse to you. Okay, so the way we handle that is if the customer defaults on the loan, we take care of that with our servicer, and you're not responsible. The only case that would ever come up is if there was fraud, bait or switch, things like that. But on a general, no. There's also no personal guarantee required when you sign up for the finance platform.
Perfect. You guys
Yeah,
have any, go ahead, T.
Yeah.
No, I was just going to say the same thing, Josh. If anyone else had any other questions, feel free to put those in the chat. I think we got a couple more seconds. One thing I wanted to bring up too was Chris and Kevin both mentioned something that was really exciting, which is the integration that's coming between you two. And I don't know if you guys want to spill any intel to our AtlasPRO contractors, but feel free to let us know like what's the timeline on that, and when do you guys see that partnership taking off?
So I'll take this if you don't mind, Chris. So the good news is that me and Chris have known each other for a long time, and I've been familiar with this platform for quite a long time. So we're excited to start integrating. We are probably a couple weeks away from the initial onset of APIs. Don't know what that's going to look like yet. It'll probably just be a pre-qual and a credit application. And then over the course of the next couple of months, we're going to start integrating some of these other tools and then start to build some really cool stuff that nobody else has out there. So we plan to kind of phase this out in a couple of different rollouts, start off simple, and then we'll slowly add these other tools into it. We're really excited about the partnership.
Awesome. That is so exciting. And what that means for our contractors is that when you sign up for PSAI, or when you sign up for Sunlight and then get to PSAI, guess what? They're all interlinked, right? So that makes it easier for you to work in conjunction with your financing and your lead gen platforms. Of course, it makes sense for Atlas to be able to have all of these opportunities right there, like we talked about. And I know all the links are in the chat for your portal, but take advantage of these. And if there's, I don't know if there's any other questions that have come in, Josh. Doesn't look like it, but anything else? What we will do is within the next 24 hours, you will get an email with 2 requests. The first one is give us a review. Let us know what you thought about this webinar, and let us know what your thoughts are, if there's anything that we can do to improve your experience today. And the second one is click on that link to rewatch this info. Right? There's multiple ways to retain information, and repetitive is one of them, to be able to hear something and then hear it again. So take advantage when you're driving in your car, hit that button, press play. You'll be able to watch this webinar in its entirety again and really digest what was said, and then circle up with these geniuses for any additional questions you have. So with that, guys, any final thoughts before we jump off?
Yeah, guys, I would just like to throw in there, I was about to chat it over, that, that the weather stuff that Chris went over is just the tip of the iceberg. We do have the ability to go back 10 plus years in your particular local storm market and look at areas that got hit with repeated hail, high winds, and help you cherry pick some opportunities where it may make sense to target, whether it's canvassing, whether it's using our digital marketing tools, or whether it's using your own internal marketing tools. We have this data available, and we are offering it to all the Atlas pros. I'll throw the link in the chat one more time, but we have an abundance of information that is at your availability. So feel free to join or go into the Atlas Pro portal, or go to predictivesalesai.com/Atlas for all the information that you need.
Awesome.
I just wanted to add real quick. I'm sorry. Just so this partnership and why PSAI and Sunlight Financial important, because you have 2 principles behind a lead, right? Well, first question you need to answer is, do they need your service? The second question you need to answer is, can they pay for your service, right? Those are the 2 things that make a lead, right? A plausible, qualified lead. And these two companies together give you just so much insight to, can they pay and do they need it? So, you know, you're spending a lot of time and a lot of effort in marketing and campaigning and generating these leads. With PSAI and Sunlight together, you're really just getting the facts nailed down. And do they need your service? Can they pay for it? And you're guaranteeing that you're not wasting your time with presentations for people that cannot afford your services or do not need your services. So you can be very strategic in the money you're investing, you know, working with these companies. So it's really good stuff.
Awesome. Kevin, anything else from you?
I was just going to say, you know, if you're listening to this call, the question to ask yourself as a contractor is, you know, are you looking to grow your business? And most people would say yes. How are you going to get there? The combination of these tools, the financing is not going to cost you anything until you use it. You can redeem your Atlas bucks for the AI platform. You know, really, and I feel a little selfish because obviously we're involved in this, but there's nothing else out there that's going to cost you next to nothing and have such an impact on your business. The only thing that could be holding you back is the level of effort or training to incorporate it. Don't let that hold you back. Between, you know, the team over at Spectrum, between the team over here at Sunlight, we can do a lot of that stuff for you. So don't let just the sheer concept of change stand in your way. We can help you through that.
Awesome.
Well said.
Well said. Yep.
Awesome. Well, with that, Atlas Pros, thanks so much. And until next month, live, play together, guys, and we'll see you. Bye.
Appreciate it.